I'm much better now that the ladies are back from space.
What were they up there, 10 minutes?
It's so cringy.
Look at us, we're very wealthy. Don't we look great? Admire us.
Well, yeah, and I also think it's fun to see somebody who has no self-awareness.
Yeah.
They're always the most fun.
Along with PR experts who are claiming the singer may face career extinction.
Katy Perry is reportedly experiencing a significant backlash after Joe Rogan completely dismantled her much-hyped space trip on his podcast. PR experts are warning that this could spell disaster for her career. Apparently, spending 10 minutes floating in Jeff Bezos' pricey capsule is now being hailed as a monumental achievement.
She essentially took a roller coaster ride.
Well, it was very profound. I don't know if you've seen Katy Perry talk about it, but she's basically a guru now.
The 11-minute space flight that was touted as some kind of divine feminine gift to humanity.
That was one small step for womankind, one giant leap backwards for mankind.
To top it off, she landed, kissed the ground, and acted as if she had just returned from a cosmic odyssey. In reality, she essentially took a brief joyride. If you've seen Katy Perry discuss it, you'd think she's become some sort of spiritual leader. It's hard not to chuckle at the absurdity of it all.
Please don't call it a ride. That is not a friggin' ride. Whenever a man goes up, no one called that a ride. It was called a flight. It was called a journey, because a ride implies that it's something frivolous.
I thought it was condescending. It was belittling to women.
Lots of other people in the media were embarrassing themselves during this ordeal. Oprah Winfrey actually wept as she watched the all-female team launch into space.
The 11-minute flight was marketed as a groundbreaking gift to humanity, a divine feminine moment that was, ironically, a giant step backward for mankind. So, what actually happened? Katy Perry went to space. Well, sort of. She floated for about 11 minutes just above Earth's atmosphere in Jeff Bezos' glorified soda can, Blue Origin.
I've had so many people reach out to me and say, because you did it, it makes me think I can do it too.
You know, it's so funny. She said she's heard from women and girls who have said to her, I didn't realize this is something I could do. You know how I know that didn't happen, Megan? Because it's not something they could do. Because they're not friends with Jeff Bezos, right? Like, take us space!
But don't dare call it a ride. When men go up, it's labeled a flight or a journey, while a ride feels trivializing. Many felt this was condescending to women. The media was also caught up in the hype. Oprah Winfrey even shed tears watching the all-female crew launch.
Let's not minimize this. Let's celebrate female astronauts.
That's the other thing. There has been female astronauts.
Let's not minimize this.
Take us space! Their message for women was take up space. You guys are taking up too much space already.
According to Katy and her PR team, this was a life-changing, emotional journey. A spiritual awakening packed into less time than a mediocre music video. She returned to Earth as if she had just had tea with extraterrestrials, dropping to her knees and kissing the Texas soil like a war hero.
Olivia Wilde reposted an image of Katy Perry kissing the ground. She was acting like she got back from Apollo 13.
It's so much money to go to space.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who can't even afford eggs. What are they going to do up there that has made it better for us down here?
The drama was Olympic level. She claimed she needed to go to space to heal, expressing a newfound connection to love and goodness. You'd think she had just returned from Mars with the way she spoke about it. She even said it was the second most powerful experience of her life, right after giving birth, not her chart-topping career or performing for millions.
Last second, they added me to space. I'm bringing this. It was in my bag, and I was like on the subway, and I got the text, and they were like, do you want to go to space? So
just 11 minutes in a billionaire's capsule, and suddenly she thinks she's the Dalai Lama in a spacesuit. Every camera angle was perfectly staged, and every word seemed scripted. She claimed that many women reached out to her, saying, because you did it, I think I can do it too. But let's be real. Most women can't do it because they aren't friends with Jeff Bezos.
Martha Stewart, God bless Martha Stewart. She posted something online because she went up in a flight that achieved zero gravity.
I boarded a Boeing 727 aircraft called G-Force One and experienced what astronauts feel when they reach zero gravity.
Gayle King, upset, had a few things that she needed to explain to those of us who don't understand what a hero she is.
And she wasn't alone. Gayle King and Lauren Sanchez, Bezos' fiancé, were there too, making it feel like a bridal shower in orbit. They branded it as a historic all-female flight, but it felt more like 3 wealthy women floating around with metaphors and makeup. Katy even brought a daisy for resilience, as if the universe was waiting for her to sprinkle meaning across the stars.
There's nothing frivolous about what we did. Let's see how it went on board the Blue Origin spacecraft.
Flynn, I got
with
you.
her daisy.
I got you, Flynn.
Their message was to take up space, but honestly, they were already taking up too much space. The irony? Nothing significant happened during the flight. No experiments, no challenges, just a controlled elevator ride to space and back. You'd think she had solved climate change with her grand speeches about Earth and love.
They've gone next level. The montage of them about them.
There, it's dark. It's like death.
And I'm so proud of us. I really am proud of me.
Flowers for me. I brought a daisy because I have so much love for my daughter Daisy, and I have so much love for Mother Earth.
Olivia Wilde even reposted an image of Katy kissing the ground, as if she had just returned from Apollo 13. The cost of space travel is astronomical, and many people can't even afford basic necessities.
If I can do this, I was telling these guys, I might even now get my ears pierced. I've never gotten my ears pierced because that hurts.
I hope they can see the unity that we modeled and replicate that and understand that we weren't just taking up space, we were making space.
What did they accomplish up there that benefits those of us down here? Katy floated for 10 minutes and returned with a monologue that felt more like PR desperation than spiritual growth. The internet caught on quickly. Instead of feeling inspired, people felt insulted.
None of the people in this capsule could actually operate anything. It was all being remotely controlled. So it was cool. They took a very, very expensive, very, very cool roller coaster ride.
The whole thing flopped harder than her last 2 albums combined. Then came the memes, with people roasting her kiss the ground stunt. Joe Rogan joined in, calling out the absurdity of it all.
Lauren Sanchez was also reduced to tears by the experience.
6 women just did the same flight that... Yeah. He did. Oh, I just want to keep hugging you.
We duplicated the trajectory of Alan Shepard's flight back in the day.
This wasn't about science or women in STEM. It was Katy Perry attempting a soft rebrand in zero gravity, hoping to distract from the fact that her music hasn't resonated in years. Martha Stewart even chimed in, sharing her own zero-gravity experience from a Boeing 727.
In case you didn't know, Alan Shepard is famous because he was the first American to go to space in 1961. So we don't celebrate the people who do it as on a tourist trip 60 years later. We celebrate the people who were the first to do it. Gayle doesn't want us to say that she took a ride, but that is in fact what she did. She took a ride on a remotely piloted craft. Anyone who denies my achievement is sexist.
Highlighting the difference between genuine experiences and celebrity stunts. Joe Rogan didn't just critique Katy's space adventure, he dissected it with surgical precision, questioning what she actually discovered during her flight.
Earth looked it was so quiet. It was just quiet.
And now we're supposed to celebrate her crossing new barriers for women, meaning boinking a billionaire and getting a free ticket to space for 11 minutes.
The FAA later confirmed what many were thinking. Katy Perry is not an astronaut. To earn that title, one must perform safety-critical tasks during the flight, and none of the women in that capsule did anything of the sort.
They got in their special Oscar de la Renta designed suits, laid down in a capsule, and came back in 10 minutes, you guys.
They were just passengers on a remotely controlled craft, which made the whole narrative feel even more hollow. The internet had a field day, mocking the entire situation.
They admired the universe, and what they were expecting was for us to admire the fact that they were rich enough and famous enough to have been granted this utterly, utterly vacuous experience from which they learned absolutely nothing.
Katy called her companions her astronaut sisters, as if they had trained together for years. In reality, they posed for the camera and floated around like privileged tourists.
And this right here is the moment that they've been training for. 2 days, becoming a crew, becoming a team.
But the training, it all comes down to literally they learned how to buckle their seatbelts.
The contrast between their experience and that of actual astronauts who undergo rigorous training and face real risks was stark. As the backlash grew, the internet didn't just reject the idea of women in space, it rejected the notion that this particular stunt represented any kind of progress.
And I asked my team to poll, what did they do during their 2 days? Their tasks, they spent the past 2 days practicing how to get into and out of the New Shepard capsule.
Critics labeled it fulmanism, a blend of feminism and fantasy, where the goal is applause rather than equality. The mission was framed as a groundbreaking moment for women.
We are the Taking Up Space crew. There's 6 of us, all women. It's a historical flight to space because it's the first time that all women have been in space.
But it instead highlighted the distance between those who genuinely fight for visibility and those who float through space for a fleeting moment of fame. The more Katy spoke about transformation and unity, the more the internet amplified the jokes.
The accomplishment of Blue Origin is that Katy Perry went to space. Do you see the difference? Do you understand the difference here? The accomplishment is not that, it is not in the hands of these women. These women did nothing. Truly, they could not have possibly done less for this 11-minute voyage.
Each new headline about the Blue Origin flight became an invitation for parody, and the narrative quickly shifted from empowerment to ridicule. The mission may have lasted only 11 minutes, but the digital mockery had no limits, and once you become a meme, you lose control over your narrative.
It's not a flight crew. That's like I'm calling myself the flight crew because I went on Soarin' at Epcot at Disney World. Did you know I'm also a paranormal investigator because I've been on the Haunted Mansion at Disney World approximately 6 times?
The backlash against Katy Perry continued to grow, with both Joe Rogan and Martha Stewart weighing in. When Lauren Sanchez declared, "We're all in this together," it struck a nerve. The disconnect was palpable. How could they claim unity when the experience was exclusive to the wealthy?
Feels like you hand-selected a couple of friends to go do this. I mean, it should have been a lottery system like Willy Wonka, where just 7 random people
pull out some guy who's not supposed to be here.
Just a cashier at H-E-B, someone from MS-13.
The internet erupted with memes and comments that underscored the absurdity of the situation, contrasting the lavishness of their experience with the everyday struggles of ordinary people. Katy's emotional speeches and the branding of the flight as a feminist milestone fell flat. Instead of inspiring, they alienated those who genuinely work in fields like science and technology.
Thank you for having me. What were they up there, 10 minutes?
Well, it was very profound. I don't know if you've seen Katy Perry talk about it, but she's basically a guru now.
Yeah. What were her findings? That's my question.
Well,
the public saw through the glittery facade, recognizing that this was more about celebrity than actual achievement. The flight was supposed to symbolize progress, but it instead highlighted the privilege of those at the top, leaving many feeling dismissed and frustrated.
Backlash against Katy Perry is not ending, with both Joe Rogan and Martha Stewart chiming in over the weekend, along with PR experts who are claiming the singer may face career extinction.
As the memes continued to circulate, the narrative around Katy Perry's space trip transformed from one of empowerment to a cautionary tale about the dangers of performative activism. The internet's reaction was swift and unforgiving, reminding everyone that true progress is measured by actions, not just words or hashtags.
Now, so they go up there and they float for like 10 minutes?
At least.
And then they come down.
Let's not minimize this.
No, I know.
Let's
Let's not minimize this. For real, they did float for 10 minutes.
The contrast between the genuine accomplishments of women in STEM and the superficiality of this space tourism stunt became glaringly obvious, and the backlash showed no signs of slowing down. In the aftermath, discussions emerged about the implications of celebrity culture on societal perceptions of achievement.
Because a lot of men astronauts, they have to go to school.
Right.
They have to learn how to be a pilot first. Then they have to join the Air Force or the Navy. And then they get appointed by NASA.
That's right.
And then they go to space, you know?
And there has been, that's the other thing, there has been female astronauts.
Let's not minimize this.
Many began to question whether such high-profile stunts do more harm than good, especially when they overshadow the real struggles and accomplishments of women who have dedicated their lives to science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. The narrative that emerged was not just about Katy Perry, but about the broader implications of how we define success and empowerment in a world increasingly dominated by social media and celebrity influence.
Is that she was rescued by
Elon Musk, who chose
who wants to expose fraud and waste.
Yes. Did Musk rescue her?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Where's that in the news?
The conversation shifted to the need for authentic representation and the importance of recognizing the hard work and dedication of those who truly earn their titles. The backlash against Katy Perry's space trip became a rallying cry for those advocating for genuine progress and representation in all fields, particularly in areas where women have historically been underrepresented.
I chatted about it on my show. I saw her say something about we weren't taking space, we're making space.
That's the one I want to say.
Which I thought was an interesting scientific.
It's not this one?
No. I got another one. I got some better ones.
As the dust settled, it became clear that the internet had not only rejected the narrative surrounding Katy Perry's space adventure, but had also sparked a larger dialogue about the nature of empowerment, the role of privilege in shaping experiences, and the importance of authenticity in a world that often prioritizes spectacle over substance. The memes, the critiques, and the discussions that followed served as a reminder that while celebrity culture can captivate, it can also distract from the real issues at hand, and that true empowerment comes from hard work, dedication, and a commitment to making a difference in the world.